Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm former Major League Baseball player Jermaine Curtis. So today what we're going to be talking about is 7 hitting mistakes aspiring players make. Okay, it's something that I've seen now that I'm coaching, and I want to share what I've seen and how you can improve yourself. And if you do the things that I'm going to share with you, you're definitely going to separate yourself and you're going to enjoy playing the game, and you're going to start to see your game change. Okay, because these are the things that are hindering a lot of players from being successful in today's game. So I know I said I had 7, but I do have a bonus or 2. Okay, and the first bonus is, we're going to start with those first. The first bonus is having high expectations but not putting in the work. I've seen a lot of players that say they want to play in college, they want to be successful, they want to play in the MLB, but they're practicing once or twice a week. And I look at that and I'm a little bit confused, because now we've gotten to a place where hard work is something that is getting overlooked. Everyone wants the fast track. How can I get to where I want to in the fastest amount of time? But you can never get to that place without putting in the time, the effort, the sacrifice, the discipline, the pain. You need to put in all those hours of work to get to those results that you're trying to get. It took me 20 years to make it to the MLB. 20 years. And when I got there, people were like, well, I didn't even hear about you. I don't know, like, who are you? I didn't even know who you were. And I was grinding every single day, day in, day out, in the cage early, lifting, taking care of my body, the nutrition. I was doing all of it just so I can have a chance of reaching my dreams. So when I hear young players say, I want to play in college but are practicing only 2 times a week, or they want to play video games instead of practicing, or doing that stuff, I look at that and I say, well, you're not in love with it as you should be. You're not passionate about it as you should be. I know for me personally, I would be in the cage hitting because it was fun for me. That's been the funnest thing for me my entire life, is hitting. There's nothing better than getting in the batter's box and facing a pitcher. That's where I'm so competitive. That's where I'm at home. That's where I'm a different person. That's why I'm speaking about hitting right now, is because I loved it so much. It was a passion of mine. And so that's the reason why I got so good at it, in my opinion, is because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being in the cage hitting. I enjoyed every second of it. So when I talk to players and I'm like, hey, how many times you're practicing per week? And they're like, oh, I'm only doing it 2 times per week, 3 times per week. And I'm sitting there and in my head, it just doesn't make sense. The math doesn't make sense, because if you really enjoy, if you love it, if you're something that you want to do, you're going to do it. I mean, right now I'm posting this YouTube video. I am enjoying posting these videos. And so I am just posting. I just keep posting. I keep posting because I enjoy it. It's something that I'm having fun doing. And when you have fun doing it, you're going to get better at it. So I guess my first thing that I want to say to you guys is, have those high expectations, but get in the trenches and start working. Because you can have those high expectations, but if you're not, laying the groundwork, if you're not fighting for it every single day, there's no way you're going to reach that goal that you want. So work your butt off, have those high expectations, enjoy it though. Don't make it to work. I shouldn't even say work. It should be having fun doing it. Like I said, back to these YouTube videos, I am having a blast, and it doesn't even seem like work. I'm like excited to come up with a new video idea. I'm excited when you guys comment saying, hey, I love these videos, I appreciate you. To me, it's fun, and that's why I keep posting. That's why I keep thinking about ideas. I am obsessed. I am addicted. And if you want to get to the highest levels, you need to be obsessed. You need to be addicted. You need to enjoy your craft. Okay, so that's a bonus. So I'm going to start with 7 and go down to 1. And number 7 is wanting to be perfect. I see this in a lot of players, and I think it's because they're just young, but a lot of players strive to be perfect in practice, strive to be perfect in games. But what you have to understand about baseball is game is meant for players not to be perfect. So when you were that player that is fighting that perfection line, what you're doing is you're putting too much pressure on yourself, and you're putting yourself to an expectation which you cannot succeed, which it might be good at the lower levels. You might get consistent results, and you might be top of your game or top player at your level at the low levels. But once you start getting higher and players get better and better, you understand that you can't be perfect, and you will not be perfect. The game is so hard, and it becomes very difficult when you think like that. So my advice to you is you want to be the best you can be, but don't put a limit on yourself saying that you have to be perfect, because nobody's perfect in this game. Players at the highest level understand they're not perfect. And I see it in so many young players where we're hitting in the cage and 9 out of 10 swings are right on the money, squared up, perfect, looking good, looking very good. Then they roll over and it's like, oh, they're upset, and they're mad about that one swing. And I'm sitting in there, and I'm there too, and I say, hey man, you did 9 out of 10 like very well. Why are you upset? It's like, well, I need to be better at that one. And it's like you're looking for the failure instead of praising your successes. The game is similar to the world. If you look at the news, if you look at social media, everybody's showcasing the negatives. Baseball's like that too. On the outside, everyone's critiquing everyone's saying, oh, he can't hit, he can't do anything. So in a game like that, in a world like that, you have to be like an optimist. You kind of have to see the good and what's going on to pass people, because if you think negative, you get negative results. So what I mean is, when you're in the cage and you're squaring up 9 out of 10 and you roll over, think about the positives. Think about that 9 that you squared up, and be proud of yourself for hitting that in a row, because that's an achievement. 9 out of 10. That's really good. Or 4 out of 5, whatever it is. Look past the negatives and take pride in your successes. And if you build up on your successes, you're going to pass everybody, because the people that are holding on to their negatives, they're going to, fall back from the pack, because this game gets harder and harder as the game goes higher. So number 6 is thinking about mechanics. I see it now. We're in this age where we're in the information age. You're watching videos that I did, swing breakdowns. You're watching videos of everyone that says they have an opinion. They have different philosophies on hitting, and they're giving you all these words and what you should do with your body. And it's like, that's great, but you have to still be an athlete at the end of the day. Learning all this and being an expert at the mechanics doesn't guarantee you success on the field. If that's so, I've played with a lot of players who had the best mechanics in the world and couldn't hit at all, and I wouldn't say I had the best mechanics, but I could out hit them. So what I'm saying is that, at the end of the day, when it comes to being in that batter's box and you're playing, forget your mechanics. It's you versus the pitcher. And we're going to talk more about that later, about competing, but it's you versus the pitcher competing. The mechanics go out the window. I mean, if you're thinking about your mechanics while you're in the batter's box, you have problems and you're done, because you're not present. And the best athletes are the ones that are present. They've cleared their mind and they're playing with the game, and they're free. They're not letting any mental distractions or mental blocks block them from playing to their highest ability. So your goal is to play free, to be one with the game and play. Because if you have mental distractions, if you have mental blocks, you're not going to be able to perform. And mechanics is a mental block, because you're not thinking, you're not playing the game. You're thinking about your mechanics. You're thinking about what your body is doing. So you're not completely there. And the higher you go up, guys are throwing harder and harder. They're getting better and better. And if you're focusing on your mechanics while they're throwing a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to you, or whatever level you're at, 60 miles per hour or whatever, you're not going to succeed. So your goal is to stop thinking about mechanics the moment you get into that batter's box, and start thinking about crushing that baseball, beating that pitcher. When you're in the cage, you can think about mechanics. When you're, taking BP, maybe you could think about your mechanics. But when you get into the batter's box, forget it. Forget it. Fight, 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 and fight. That's what you need to do. Stop thinking about your mechanics and move on and beat these pitchers, okay? Number 5, fear of failure. A lot of players are scared to fail. They have so high expectations of what they should be doing that they are scared to fail. And baseball, and I feel like in life, if you're going to be successful, you have to not be scared of failing. You have to put yourself out there. Shoot, I'm making videos right now and I'm putting it out there for the whole world to see. And people are going to have their comments. They're going to say, oh, I don't like him because he's always wearing Pros Cave hats. Or I don't like him because of blah, 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 blah. But if I thought about the negatives, I would never be able to help the people who want the help. So I'm thinking about the positive. What can I give? What useful value can I give to that next generation? And for me, that inspires me. I'm thinking all about that instead of the negative that's going to come. And you know it's going to come. Whenever you put yourself out there, negatives come. So what I'm saying is you can't let the fear of failure stop you from what you want to do. Don't get me wrong. Don't think that the players at the highest level don't think about their failure. Everybody thinks about the failure. Everyone's scared. Everyone's uncomfortable. As an athlete, you get in these situations. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be scared. You're going to be, you're going to have those mental blocks. You're going to have those doubts. We're having the same feelings that you are as a player. But here's the key. We're not letting that stop us from getting what we want. So the key is don't be, scared of failure. Don't be scared to fail at all. Think about the good and go after that. And I promise you, if you do that, you're going to be much more successful. You're going to achieve things that no one else believed that you could. And you're going to surprise yourself. And when you do that, sky's the limit. So number 4, not having a plan. Before you step up to the plate, you need to have a plan. And for me, it started when I was in the hole. Actually, even before that, when I was just watching the game inside the dugout, I was analyzing what the pitcher was doing while he was pitching to other guys. And then I figured out, okay, I know what he's trying to do just by watching the game. The game will give you so much information if you just pay attention. Having that plan before stepping in the batter's box is going to help you navigate your at-bats. It's going to help you be a step ahead. It's going to help you stand out from your peers. So many young players just go right up to the at-bat and then try to hit. And it's like, yeah, you might be able to get away with that at the low levels, but as you get older and older, you have to start getting better and better. You have to start understanding that you can't get away with just going up to the plate and hitting. Guys are one step ahead of you. So you have to have a plan in place. And the plan could be, let me just look for pitches up in the zone. Let me sit on an all-speed pitch. You just have to have something that you can go to that'll allow you to get whatever result you want to in that situation. Number 3, focusing on results. Too many young players are focusing on results. And I get it. You look at the major league level and the guys at the highest levels are getting those results, and results do matter. But here's the thing. What's more important is creating a process to get those results. A lot of kids focus on the results without having the process. And the process could be something like what I would do. I would work in 10 at-bats, okay? And basically what I would do is 7 out of 10 of those at-bats, I wanted to be hard contact, line drives hit hard, okay? So I know that if I hit the ball 7 out of 10 times on a line drive and I hit it hard, then I'm going to get my hits. I'm going to get my doubles. So you see how I created a process to get the results I wanted? I would have that 300 batting average if I hit 7 out of 10 balls hard. And that's basically what my process was. And I really zoned into that. And I just did 10 at-bats. So if the first game I went 0 for 3 or whatever, then I didn't care. As long as that 10 bat a sample was what I was looking for after those 10 at bats. So if you're a young player out there, stop looking at the results and start looking at the process, because if you create a process, you will be able to get those results. If you're looking to create power, you have to hit the ball more in the air. So how do you create a system where you are focusing on that process to get those results? And that's something that, I truly believe in, is that if you stop focusing on results and focus on the process and create a process to get whatever result you want, you will get those results. And too many kids are just focusing on the results. So if you're a player out there focusing on your results, and I know I've said it a million times, focus on results, process, focus on. If you're a player out there doing that, stop it and focus on your process. You can't control if you get a hit or not. You can't. But you can control getting a good pitch that you can hit hard. And when you do that day in, day out, you will get the results that you want. Number 2, not competing. And that goes back to the hitting mechanics stuff, where you go into the batter's box and kids they're not competing. They're thinking about their swing, and, they're not thinking about competing. And I think, like, we've gotten to a day and age where we are creating professional hitters, where they're kids in travel ball and they're just all focused on getting results and not competing. They're focused on the mechanics. They're focusing on things that, it matters, but it's not the whole thing. It's not the whole story. It's part of it. And I think that, and I'm going to talk about it in number 1, but when you get into that batter's box, you need to be competing. Yes, you versus the pitcher. Who's going to win? Are you going to win, or is the pitcher going to win? And if, your mindset should be, I'm going to beat him no matter what. In today's age, baseball is more corporate. It's more a gentleman sport. But we need to remember that the game is a sport. And when you're a young kid and you're playing in your front yard, when you're playing kickball, when you're playing all this stuff, you were talking crap. You were having a blast. You were, you were competing. But now we get to this age where it's matured, and now, like, everyone's out there are professionals. And sometimes you got to bring it back to being a sport and having fun, talking crap. I'm not telling you to go out there and just yell at people, but you can kind of have a little bit of, like, man, I'm gonna beat you. Like, you could just say that to yourself. You don't have to say it to anybody else. And we need to bring that back. We need to bring the fun, the competitive instinct back to baseball. Now it's just like, get the results, and if you don't get the results, then you suck. And it's like, well, what about having fun in the game and competing? And I guarantee you, if you compete, you will get those results, because a lot of kids out in the field are not competing. They're thinking about the mechanics. They're thinking about all kinds of stuff. And number 1, believing in yourself. I like to tell this to all my young players. I'm like, we're in the age right now where you have information all over the place, more information than you need. It's a gift and a curse at the same time. You can look at Antonelli's page, you can look at my page, you can look at other people's page. There's information all over the world, and they're just sharing it. So there isn't a shortness of information. It's all there. All the hitting, the mechanics, all that stuff, it's all there. And mechanics is like a Ferrari. It's a fast car. It's like a Lamborghini. Personally, I like Lamborghini, and I want one day, but it's like a Lamborghini. It's like a fast race car, right? It's like, the mechanics is the go-to supercar. But if you don't know how to drive it, it doesn't matter, right? And believing in yourself and the mindset is the knowledge to drive that car. So if you don't believe in yourself, you can have all this information out there that tells you how to hit a curveball, how to stay back, how to do everything. But when you go into that batter's box and you don't believe in yourself, none of that matters. None of that matters. Your mechanics, all that stuff doesn't matter. So the first thing and the only thing, which is the super most important, is believing in yourself, having that belief that you can do it. You need to believe in yourself. It's the most important. From here on out, if you're a high school kid, a college player, or pro or JUCO, whatever, from here on out, you need to believe in yourself to have a chance of being successful. And if you believe in yourself, I don't care if you have the worst swing ever, you're going to get results. You might not get, results as far as like, if you had a better swing, but you will get results. And that's the power of being a person and that's the power of believing in yourself. So if you're a young player out there, know that you can do it, and the way you could do that is there's 3 things I always do. First thing is positive self-talk. The little guy in your head is going to tell you you're not good enough, that you don't have power, that you can't run. If you tell yourself positive self-talk, the things that you can do well, and you turn that conversation from the bad things to good things, you're going to eliminate that guy, and you're going to work around your, the things that you're not good at. The second thing is visualizing. Definitely visualizing, seeing yourself do it before you do it. We as humans have the ability to do that. So you can see your success before it happens. Every day, when I was 5 years old, all the way till I was 25, till I reached the major leagues, actually until the end of my career. But let's just say at 25 till I played in the MLB, which you want to see my MLB breakdown. It's going to pop up right now. It'll share the story of my debut. But if all the way until I was 25, I prayed every day and I visualized myself playing at the major leagues. I seen it for years. I knew what was going to happen. I smelled the grass. I knew what was going to happen. I seen the fans. I heard the fans 20 years before it had happened. Every single day I visualized it. I seen myself on the field, and when it happened, I was like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen 20 years ago. So that's the power of visualizing your success. Okay. Before a game, visualizing yourself driving the ball to right center, hitting, getting 2 hits, clapping, or the fans going crazy. Visualize, just visualize. That'll help you so much. And another one you could do is you need to practice. It's math, man. If one person is working out for 1 time a week or 1 hour a week and you're doing 5 hours a week, who's going to be better? I mean, it's just math. Being successful at a sport that is a skilled sport, it's just math. So putting in the work, practicing, you're going to get more comfortable, you're going to get more confident, and you're going to be more successful. Hitting off a tee. If live at bats is the struggle, go and try to do live at bats. Tell everybody hey, when are you going to pitch next? Go against me. All right. And just keep putting yourself in at bats. Eventually, you're going to get good at it and you're going to be successful. So I want to thank you guys for watching all the way into the end. I appreciate you. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm former Major League Baseball player Jermaine Curtis, and I enjoyed you watching all the way, and I enjoyed making this video. So do me a favor again, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this as well. All right, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.